Have you ever seen someone with so little that the world seems to walk right past them? What if one simple act of kindness caught the attention of the richest man in the city, changing two lives forever? Today's story is about a poor young woman who believed she had been forgotten, until a billionaire made a decision that shocked an entire town. People thought he had bought an entire marketplace because he wanted more money and more power. The truth was something no one expected. He wasn't chasing profit. He was trying to save one person whose kindness had quietly changed his heart long before she even knew his name. Before we begin, welcome to Kindness Library. If stories about compassion, hope, and second chances inspire you, please subscribe to the channel, like this video, and leave a comment telling us where you're watching from. Your support helps us share more heartwarming stories that remind the world kindness still matters. Emma was 24 years old and worked at a small fruit stand in an old neighborhood market. Her father had passed away years earlier, and her mother struggled with serious health problems. Every morning before sunrise, Emma arranged apples, oranges, and peaches with a smile that never seemed to disappear. Life was hard. Bills piled up every month, and some nights' dinner was nothing more than bread and soup. Still, Emma treated every customer with warmth. If an elderly neighbor could not afford fresh fruit, she quietly slipped extra pieces into their bag without asking for anything in return. Across the city lived Daniel Carter, one of the youngest billionaires in America. His technology company had made him incredibly wealthy, but success had come with loneliness. People smiled around him because of his money, not because they cared about him. One Saturday, Daniel decided to leave his luxury car behind and walk through the old marketplace wearing simple clothes. He wanted one peaceful morning without bodyguards or business meetings. As he wandered through the busy streets, he noticed Emma helping an elderly woman whose wallet had fallen apart. The woman was embarrassed because she did not have enough money for groceries. "It's okay," Emma said gently. "Take what you need. You can pay another day, or not at all. Everyone deserves to eat." The old woman's eyes filled with tears. Daniel stood silently nearby. No cameras were recording. No one was praising Emma. She was simply choosing kindness because that was who she was. Curious, Daniel returned several times over the next few weeks. Each visit showed him the same thing. Emma helped children, comforted lonely customers, and even shared her own lunch with a homeless veteran who often sat outside the market. One afternoon, Daniel overheard a conversation that broke his heart. The owner of the marketplace had sold the entire property to a large real estate company. Every small business would be forced to leave within 30 days. Luxury apartments would replace the old market. Emma looked devastated. "If I lose this stand," she whispered to another vendor, "I won't be able to pay for Mom's medicine." Daniel walked away in silence, but his mind raced all night. The next morning he called his legal team. "I want every document about that marketplace," he said. Within days, negotiations began. The real estate company laughed at first. They refused every offer. Daniel made one final proposal. He would buy the entire property for far more than it was worth. The company accepted immediately. News spread across the city. A billionaire just bought the whole market. People assumed another shopping center was coming. Small business owners packed their belongings, believing they had no future there. Then Daniel invited every shop owner to a meeting. The room was filled with worried faces. Daniel stepped onto the stage. "I did buy this marketplace," he said. The room became completely silent. "But I didn't buy it to destroy your businesses." Confused whispers spread through the crowd. "I bought it because communities like this should never disappear. Starting today, no honest vendor will lose their shop." Some people gasped. Others cried openly. Daniel continued. "Rent will be reduced. Elderly vendors will receive free leases. Families struggling with medical bills will receive financial support." Emma could hardly believe what she was hearing. When the meeting ended, she quietly thanked Daniel. "You saved all of us." Daniel smiled. "No, Emma. You reminded me what success is really for." Emma looked confused. Daniel explained how he had watched her kindness for weeks without introducing himself. You gave away food when no one was watching. You treated strangers like family. You helped people even when you barely had enough yourself. Emma lowered her eyes. My mother always said kindness is the only thing that grows when you give it away. Daniel never forgot those words. Over the following months, the marketplace became more beautiful than ever. Fresh flowers filled the walkways. Local musicians performed every weekend. Families returned, bringing new life to the neighborhood. Emma's mother's medical treatments were quietly paid for through a community fund Daniel created. He never told Emma he was the donor. One evening Emma discovered the truth from Daniel's assistant. She rushed to thank him. You've already thanked me, Daniel said softly. When? Every single day you choose kindness instead of bitterness. Emma smiled through happy tears. Their friendship grew naturally. They shared coffee before the market opened. They laughed about simple things. Daniel discovered happiness that no amount of money had ever given him. Months later, during the annual neighborhood festival, Daniel stood in the center of the marketplace where hundreds of families had gathered. He held Emma's hand. This place exists today because one young woman showed me that kindness is stronger than wealth. Everyone applauded. Daniel looked into Emma's eyes. I bought a marketplace to save your future. He paused with a nervous smile. But somewhere along the way, you saved my heart. Emma hugged him as the crowd cheered. The market was no longer just a place to buy food. It had become a symbol of hope. Visitors came from across the country to see the marketplace where compassion mattered more than profit. Other business owners copied Daniel's example by lowering rents for struggling families and supporting local workers. One simple decision inspired thousands of others. Years later, children would ask why the market still stood while so many others disappeared. Their parents would tell the same story. A billionaire had enough money to buy anything he wanted. But instead of buying another mansion, he chose to protect ordinary people because one poor young woman showed him the true meaning of kindness. Money can build buildings. Power can change cities. But only kindness can truly change hearts. If this story touched you, remember that you don't need to be rich to make someone's life better. A smile, a helping hand, a kind word, or a small sacrifice can create a chain of hope that reaches farther than you will ever know. Be the reason someone believes in goodness today, because the smallest act of kindness may become the greatest miracle in another person's life.